look around and tell me I'm wrong. Look around and tell me I'm wrong. Get gone.
So we're having a tourist afternoon today. This is something Geoff has really been looking forward to. So we saw these little tram lines. Actually, it comes into this village that we're staying in now, which is kind of fortuitous and rather cool. The tram is due soon. We hit a bit of a problem because Geoff realised he left his phone in Gus The Bus, which is about 10, sort of like 10-15 minute walk. Trouble is, he's got 20 minutes before the tram leaves, so we had to go back, try and get his phone. So let's see if he makes it back in time. And we make it. He's not going to be very happy. Apparently it's going to rain tomorrow, so it wouldn't be as fun tomorrow. So we've got a cool sunny afternoon. Let's see if we can make it. So our day was very much not as expected around, so we've made it to dinner in the evening. But even Geoff's journey on the tram didn't exactly go as intended, but I will leave that to him to tell you about.
Well, getting on the tram was great because the tram is a beautiful piece of Victoriana with polished mahogany sides, really, really lovely in every way. But once it gets going, it is the noisiest, bumpiest ride you could possibly have. And the noise, the screeching of metal on metal had to be heard to be believed. And thank God Flynn was not with us, because it would have been dog hell. It was so loud and high pitched. So I made it all the way. It took 45 minutes to get to Sintra, and I was going to just come back the same way, but I changed my mind. I just got on a modern day bus and came back in 20 minutes instead. But still, it was an experience.
He kept calling me up and going, "Oh, thank God you didn't go." Maybe that's why you have to muzzle the dog. So maybe they have experience with this. Maybe the dogs get so stressed on the tram that they actually turn into vicious hounds.
I'm glad I did it, but I don't recommend it. Cheers.
Cheers, darling. Well, this is kind of cool. No, this was here. I like this a lot. So, I wonder if these were the eels, after which Eel Pie Island was named, because, you know what, I'm not sure I fancy a pie made out of these guys. They look scary as hell. Can you imagine taking one of those out of the River Thames and going, nom nom. Oh, poor Flynn, left at the door. There's no way. Well, Geoff's come out to keep him company, to be fair.
As well.
You've been left at the door as well. Yes, but Flynn would be out of control around that fish counter. He would be a force of nature. Anyway, that was cool in there, huh? We enjoyed that. One of the things that I just love about this district are the wildflowers. I mean, look at these. And these are not planted. This is not a municipal planting scheme. All of these plants, with all of these different varieties, just growing in abundance all over the cliffs, and they're just phenomenal. It's fantastic. I'm loving it. We're slightly mystified about this place, which obviously was a hotel. We think it's definitely a hotel. There's furniture all piled up inside, but look, there's no glass in these downstairs windows. It's really beaten up, and the balustrades at the top, they're really not in good repair. It's a very strange place, and it's got quite quite a strange energy about it. Because we were walking past here in the evening, coming back from our meal. Something about it really freaked me out. I don't know, it just had this weird sort of brooding energy, and it doesn't look like a brooding place. And it looks gorgeous, it's really pretty. But I don't know what's happened to it. I mean, it's prime position. Have a look in the window there. You can see. I don't know if you can see. There's all the furniture just piled up in there. I find myself mystified. I don't know what it is about empty buildings that I find interesting. So today was forecast to be rainy and windy and all the icky stuff, but actually this afternoon was lovely, so I decided to explore the beach of Colares and take Flynn on a little walk up the cliff. So let's see what we find as we adventure further into the wild. I was delighted to stumble upon this Roman temple to the sun and the moon, an archaeological dig right up here on the cliffs in Colares. And legend goes that it was originally discovered in the 16th century and was the first archaeological find in Portugal, but then they lost it and forgot where it was. And most people thought that it was just an invention, just a legend, and didn't really exist. And then they started searching for it properly and they found it, and it is just amazing. They found different rooms, they found an altar, they found tombs, and they found Islamic influences, showing that it has been occupied by several different cultures over the centuries. So how fantastic. A temple to the sun and the moon, definitely a tarot in the wild. So if ever there was a house that I want to know the history of, it's that one. I mean, what? My goodness, what a place to build a house. I like the sound of the waves, but God, it would drive me mad. It's really incessant and really loud, and I'm sure that perhaps the water's coming perhaps closer than it used to be. This is crazy, look at this. That's a fixer-upper even I wouldn't attempt. So this is the river Colares. It's a freshwater river, as Flynn is delighted to find out. And it has little fish in it, tiny, tiny little babies here, and they're all finding their way down to the sea. Very cool. It's lovely. I'm having a paddle. So we very much enjoyed our time in Colares. We were a little bit jaded with the travel, and we really needed a place to recoup and recover, and it offered that. And it's a very unassuming little place, but it punched well above its weight in terms of delivery, and the waves were just amazing, and it's left us in place for the next stage of our journey. beekeeping shop. I've always wanted to do beekeeping. It could be my next hobby. I think it might be used. Love it when I find tarot in the wild in churches, and there is a lot in this one, but this is a card I've got to show you because this is a perfect Ace of Cups. Now I can't speak in there because we all have to remain silent.
You came, Janis, you came to find me.
I was in church, darling.
You knew that you wanted to have another religious experience.
Actually, the truth is he's in church too, really, aren't you, darling? Okay, this is one killer juice. This is orange, apricot and mint. Now it sounds innocuous, doesn't it? I gotta tell you, it's absolutely, completely delicious. So we're going full on tourist now.
Yeah, life on the ocean wave, or at least on the canal wave.
Oh God, well, they're so pretty.
Yeah.
We just had to do it. I mean, it would be rude not to, wouldn't it?
Yes, and have we had a delicious vegetarian lunch?
We did. It was
did?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful quiche. And the juice was, oh my God, it was to die for.
Sublime.
Sublime. That's a good word, sublime.
Sublime.
All right, anyway, so we're going to show you the tour, take you with us, and we're going to have some fun. Our tour guide was just telling us that these boats there were two different types of boats. One that was used for collecting seaweed for fertilizer, and one that was used for transporting salt. And the women who used to work on board those boats, and they were women, were salieres. And the boats would be filled with salt, completely filled, and then they would transport the salt off the boat with big panniers that they would carry on their heads, and they would do that by walking across a gangplank from the boat to the shore with one of these huge panniers full of salt on their heads. He was saying it's a very, very hard life. And he was also saying that Aveiro regularly used to flood, but when they put locks into the canals that now...
They're on Thames Barrier.
Yeah, like the Thames Barrier, they put these locks in to control the water. So the last time Aveiro flooded was 25 years ago, so we're just feeling much better about that.
Experienced sailors, Janis.
Yes, I don't think even Geoff could get Charlie sick on this particular boat.
This is my kind of sailing.
You're doing better on this than you did on the ferry.
Travelling around and our bus is more.
That's true. Gus the Bus. Gus the Bus has trained you to have seatbelts. This is so weird, because last year in the place that we thought was a Vero but wasn't a Vero, we had a pink croissant in a pink pastelera, and this is exactly the same brand with exactly the same layout, but not it, but this time in a Vera. This is very confusing to us. No pink croissants. I went in and investigated. So we obviously got the best of it in wherever we were that was not a Vera. It was like a Vera that had ribbons on bridges in just the same thing, but anyway, it wasn't a Vera. And they don't have pink croissants, which was, it was disconcerting, actually. I found it slightly odd. So we're back in Gus the Bus. Well, I am. Geoff sat outside in the shade. I'm just about to do a reading, so we had to come back. Even though we left all the covers on Gus the Bus, we walked in. It was just over 40 degrees in the bus. So we've opened all the doors and windows we can, so I can do my reading relatively painlessly. So it's a really lovely hot day today, absolutely beautiful, and there's a gorgeous little breeze that just kind of plays around everything. Oh, beautiful weather. Not so much inside Gus the Bus. One of the drawbacks inside this minibus is that of course you can't open hardly any of the windows. So we can open the front door, we can open the back doors, and there's one door, there's one window in the driver's side, and that's it. Oh, we've got a top box, a sort of a skylight which opens, but it only opens that much. That's one of the things we sort of miss a bit about Rennes, the fact that we could open the windows. So Gus the Bus is a bit of a greenhouse, even with the blinds down. But never mind. Anyway, Geoff is sitting in the shade of the palm tree. Let me take you round and show you where he's sitting. Hold on. There he is.
Hard at work reading the news.
Hard at work. It's lovely and cool back here. Oh, it's really nice. Flynn's very grateful you've come and sat round here. Is it nice, darling?
It's lovely, thank you.
Okay. I may hang out with you till I have to go back in. Anyway, this isn't a bad park up we've got here.
By the canal?
Yeah, right by the canal. Look, under the shade of this gorgeous palm tree. I mean, it's just lovely. How wonderful. Our bridge is a bit sparse on ribbons. I think we're a bit out the way here. They've only just started. So I'm going to have to see if I've got any ribbons in my sewing box in Gus the Bus, and then Geoff and I can add a ribbon onto this bridge as we were here. And we want to add some remembrance of that. I'll see you later. So I was teaching this evening, and Geoff rushed in and said, you have to come because it's an amazing sunset, and I've just found this incredible restaurant which is literally 2 seconds away from where we'd parked Gus. And he was beside himself. He said, it's just so great in there, you've got to come in. So anyway, so we went in. We'd already had dinner in Gus the Bus, but we had pudding. We had a glass of wine each, and it is indeed an amazing place. So I'm going to just show you inside, because it's very cool. And I love the cinema seats. They've got these old cinema seats with the push down seats. They're amazing. What a cool place. What a cool place.
Out there chasing rainbows, jumping over hedges, flying like a sparrow through the rain. I've been taking chances, losing my umbrella. I could grant your wishes 1 to 10. Just say when. Just say when. Just say